Hi, this is Glenda. This is just a very quick little video, sort of a challenge really. Our next paper mates, we're supposed to take our best punch and our worst punch and some examples done with them. Well, if it's your worst punch, that kind of was a bit mind-blowing. So anyway, I chose this one because I never pull it out. It was one of my very first punches. I will have got it on discount because I just couldn't afford these when they first came out. They were so expensive and it was all so exciting, and so if it was on special I kind of bought it, which is silly because just because it's a big punch doesn't mean it was a good one. And it's called Swirl for obvious reasons. And I think I used it a couple of times sort of on retro sort of things when I first started, but it's never been what I would call a useful punch, so I decided that can be the worst one. So what do you do with swirls? Well, you make swirl cards. So here's my first attempt, and I've punched these out and put dimensionals behind my background paper, so I hope the dimension shows up, and then I put more swirls on the top, these ones that match underneath and these ones that match on top. Very retro, could be given to a man even with the glitter, leave the glitter off completely otherwise. But so that's attempt number one. Attempt number two, mildly more successful, but it would have equally worked quite well without these punches. So I used glossy cardstock and did an alcohol swipe background, and then on a piece of transparency I stamped the ship on the wrong side, and then I stamped this passport stamp on the right side because of the side the writing was on. I had to. I stamped the birds on the background card, so it all gave it a little bit of depth, and then I put my swirls in to represent waves. And I actually remembered to use my fascinator, I think that's what it's called, anyway, fat stapler, to attach my transparency. So I thought that's quite a good mail card, which I could give to my son-in-law, except that I need it for Paper Mates after his birthday, so I still have to make him one. Anyway, so that's an idea. Here's number 3, and did the obvious, some swirls in behind what I consider probably one of my best punches, which is the decorative label. Very hard to, I love punches, and yeah, I did say recently in the beginners video that if I could only have one, I'd probably choose something like that. So we'll make that number 1. And then I got out this gizmo, which I've had for a very long time, bought it in the kids section, and of course now Tim has said they're cool and let's all use them, so we've all dug them out, and it's amazing apparently how many of us have them. And most people would have the Stampin' Up! One that looks exactly like the Ranger one. It'll be interesting to see how many they sell, because I think so many crafters already have them, just have to find them. So anyway, I splattered in my background and got one of these little birds. You get these off eBay. There's a lady that sells them, and yeah, I think they're lovely, and I tend to hoard them, so I've just ordered some more, so hopefully I won't hoard them. And then the last attempt was just more swirls in the background. And this video I just watched, which was an old one, but somebody had because it was an EK Success Swirl border punch, and she used a 1-inch strip, punched both sides, and it gave us sort of a heart effect, which I thought was quite effective. Bramwell, the channel was, and she doesn't seem to have posted anything for 3 years, but yeah, so that, I've tried punching both sides of a border before, but not that particular punch, I don't think, and it's quite effective. So there's a challenge. If you're looking for something to do, find your worst punch and see if you can think of some things to do with it. And if you haven't got a worst punch, perhaps pick another craft tool that just sits there and hasn't been a very good buy, and see if you can get some use out of it. If you watched, thank you for watching.